Now we get our rats in frozen solid. We thaw them out, and then we feed them. Did you want one, sir?
No.
Okay. So, we do get them in frozen solid. We thaw them out and feed them to the alligators. Now, I know this is gross to everybody here, but for the gators out there, they love them. And that's what these animals actually live off of, are these large feedings like that, okay? Now, do you guys hear what I just said, though? Once every couple of months. One of the very common questions, how much do you feed that alligator a day? A day, we feed them nothing. A week, typically nothing. Once every few months, we'll do a very large feeding. But you guys have to remember back to high school biology. These are reptiles. They're cold-blooded animals. That means they rely on the surrounding environment for thermoregulation, not off their food like we do. We're warm-blooded animals. We eat a lot of food because we expend a lot of that on heating ourselves. The alligator does not do this. So they eat a fraction of the amount of food that we do. That also means we can take like this big fat one right here and not feed him an entire year, literally 12 months with no food, and he will survive. Now, he won't be happy, and he'd love to meet one of these little kids after 12 months, okay? But the point is he could be alive. He can survive that long time period, okay? Now, in the wild, the alligator is an opportunistic hunter. He's going to eat basically anything small, easy to capture. They like things like raccoons, turtles, wading birds, and little boys in blue shirts. Hey, just happen to have one, you know? So this is what they like to eat. Now, as far as alligator attacks on people go, it's a relatively rare occurrence. It does not happen very often. But when an alligator attack on a person does occur, it's usually due to human error because somebody is doing something very, very foolish. Anybody want to take a wild guess what that foolish thing is? Wow. Feeding an alligator. Precisely. Doing things like this. Do not feed the alligators, folks. For one, feeding a wild alligator is illegal. Get yourself a several $1,000 fine and jail time. Not a good way to spend a vacation. The other thing is that once you feed an alligator, they learn to associate people with food. And then if you come back without food, you guys might be the food. Okay? That's what we want to try and avoid. So again, don't feed the alligators. Here you go, guys. There we go. Now, a very common question people ask, because I feed the alligators, do they like me? Do we have some sort of bond or friendship or relationship? What do you guys think? No, absolutely not, guys. Feeding the alligator does not make him like you, it just makes him want to eat you. So if I take my hand without a rat and I just dangle it over the side, guess what, guys? They're going to keep on coming. They're going to jump up, they're going to latch onto my hand, rip it off, swallow it in front of my face, and then politely ask for seconds, okay? Don't feed the gators, folks, alright? You cannot trust that animal. They will never, ever like you. So again, please don't do that. There we go, guys. Oh, that's like a kick me sign for an alligator. There you go. The other one's going to get it right. Told you guys, like a kick me sign for an alligator.
You don't mess with the big boy.
Now, if you watch, the alligators do swallow the rats down completely whole. They don't chew them. Now, although this is like a big fuzzy Tic Tac for an alligator at that size, the thing is that they never actually chew their food. These animals are incapable of chewing their food. So what they do... Ooh, we're going to miss. Alright guys, break it up. There you go. So what they'll do is even when they have something large, they'll latch onto it. Now if you look at their teeth are all pointy. They're not really actually sharp and they don't have any molars. So what they do to take apart a large prey item is they latch onto it. Their immense amount of jaw pressure, 2,000 psi, severs any bones. The teeth then hold the flesh in place, and then the alligator does what we call a death roll. Now something called a death roll is not in your best interest, okay? What they do is they torque their body in a circular motion and rip off a bite-sized piece now that the bones holding it have been broken by the jaw pressure. So that way an alligator can rip off a bite-sized piece, then swallow it down whole. So that's how these guys will eat something large. And we'll throw another one back over here. There we go. See if we can get this big one right here to jump up for us. Come on, big guy. Big guy, big guy. There we go. There we go. Okay, now the largest alligator we have in this enclosure is 13 feet long. Now I don't see him at the moment. If he comes up, I will point him out. But at 13 feet, that's the largest one that we have in here. And we estimate his age is probably somewhere around 60 years of age, okay? Now the record length for an alligator is out of Louisiana, and it was supposedly 19 feet long, an immense animal. And in captivity, they can reach ages of over 100 years. So they're very large, very long-lived creatures. Come on, guys, pay attention. Up here. All the way up, buddy. Walk it up. There we go. Keep coming. All the way. You're right there. There you go. All right, guys. So that should make everybody feel very safe about having a fence around your yard in Florida, right? Yeah. Think about that when you go back to your hotel. False sense of security. All right. Now we're gonna go and try and feed some of the ones down here so you folks down there can see as well. We'll take 2 rats and we'll see if we can get one of the ones over here to hop up for us too. Come on up, guys. There you go. All right, we'll get another one. Oh, big boy there. Check that out. Yeah, we have somebody very interested in us over here. Come on. All right. That's probably like 11 foot. You guys are in the splash zone, by the way. That's a big one, guys. All right, now before I continue though, I do have to ask everybody back up for me, please. We can't block the view of the folks who are sitting down. It's okay, I know you guys want to see that, but I do have to ask you to back up again. That way we don't block the view of the people who are sitting in the bleachers. Now, if you watch, folks, when I throw the rats out into the water out there, you'll see the alligators do smash into each other. They do fight with each other, and it might look a little bit rough because, well, yeah, if you were a person in there, you would not be a happy camper. But for the alligator, that sort of behavior is normal, and they don't usually hurt each other. Although sometimes they do. And you might see an alligator in here maybe missing a toe or his entire arm, and that is from fighting. And that does occur both here in captivity and in the wild as well. And in the wild on multiple occasions, I've actually seen 2-legged alligators. You gotta keep in mind, folks, they start out with 4 legs. So there you have an alligator lost his arm and his leg in the wild and survived, and you guys seem totally unimpressed, huh? Well, think about it like this. As a person, if you just lost your thumb out in the middle of the woods, you could bleed to death or succumb to infection and actually die. Well, an alligator can lose his arm and his leg in the infectious swamp, heal over, survive, and eat one of you. That's impressive, okay? You guys are with the sense of humor I have, all right? Well, it really is impressive, folks, that an animal can lose his entire arm without medical attention and survive and still be a very efficient predator. Come on, up here. There you go. Now, if you watch, sometimes they do hit their teeth along the fence. That's okay for the alligators. They actually will snap off teeth and grow them right back. No worries for the animal. Oop. Oh. There you go. Uh-oh, this might not go so well. Watch this one, folks. Told you. Saw that coming a mile away. They have to eat it very quickly or the other alligator. You guys are in the splash zone again for that one? The lucky group over here, Now we are actually towards the breeding season for the alligators, right at the start. So the males are getting a lot more aggressive. They have that testosterone going. And if you guys pay attention during your visit here at the alligator farm, you might see them bellowing. They'll arch their head and their tail. They will emit a very low frequency sound. And you'll hear it. It's a low rumble. It kind of sounds like machinery. It's very, very loud, very interesting. And when they do this, the water on their back will actually kind of go up in reverse raindrops from this low bass frequency. It's really an interesting thing to see. Now, they'll do that to try and intimidate the other male alligators, but also to impress the female alligators. There you go, guys. And that's kind of their courtship. Now, once they mate, the female will then construct a nest out of leaves and debris, and she'll deposit anywhere from 20, maybe even up to 50 eggs, depending on her size. They'll then incubate for 90 days, and then they'll hatch out at 8 inches long. Now, the mother alligator then protects her babies for the first 3 years of their life if she's a good mom. Now, there are good moms, there are bad moms, they're all bad fathers, okay? Yeah, the male alligator will eat the babies, okay? Now, what we do in here, though, is we collect the eggs out, artificially incubate them, and then have the babies over there where they're protected and put into size classes. And then eventually, those babies will end up back in here about 20 years from now, okay? Now, we're down to our last rat of the feeding, folks. I'll take a request. Where do you guys want me to throw it?
Over there.
Over there in the crowd. Let's just throw it. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding. What, on that side? You want it there, bud? I know your dad wants it, right? You want that side? No. Okay. Well, here, guys, pick an alligator. Which one?
Over here.
This one? Big one just swam up? That one in the back right there? Or which one was pointing at?
The one that's moving.
Oh, that is the biggest one. That's right, guys. That is the biggest one in the back right there at the crooked tooth. That's when I was talking about the largest alligator we have at 13 feet long. Long Jaws. Long Jaws. His name is Long Jaws. He does respond to his name somewhat. Hey, Long Jaws, come here. Come here, Long Jaws. Come here, buddy. Come on, Long Jaws. Now, unfortunately, all these ones do too, though. Come on, Long Jaws. Come on, Long Jaws. Come here, boy. Come here. Come on, you're going to be lazy, aren't you? There you go. Alright, yeah, he missed. Guys, even though he's very big, his brain is still only this big, okay? Alright, folks, I'm all out of rats, and we'll have your snake show over there at 4 o'clock in the auditorium.